Hi, I'm Helen, welcome to my channel. Today's painting is really quick and easy for beginners to try. We've got this beautiful hazy sunrise in the distance, moving down into some reflections in the water and pretty wildflowers in the foreground. I've thinned down some white paint with a little water, then with a large brush I'm just going to cover the entire canvas. Next, take any soft fluffy brush that you have. I'm using a mop brush. I'm going to just put on the edges a little bit of cadmium yellow deep, some light pink and a little bit of white too. Then we can start painting in that sun in the distance. So just going round in a circular motion, leaving a white patch in the middle for the bright sun. You can add a little more rose pink and we'll go round in a circle again. Then I'm going to add some alizarin crimson and make that circle even bigger. Wash your brush off, dry it thoroughly or use a different dry fluffy brush, and then we can blend all of those colours together and soften it up nicely. And because the paint is nice and wet underneath, that white coat of paint that we put on first is going to make it really easy to blend and soften them all together. Now I'm going to get some ultramarine, add that to the pink mix that I've already got to give me a purpley blue colour, and then we'll paint that all around the edges. And then we can soften all of those colours together at the end. We can add those same colours at the bottom half of the canvas because this is where our water's going to be, and we can get that lovely reflection of the sun in the water. Next I've got a medium filbert brush and I'm going to make a purple colour by mixing my ultramarine, alizarin crimson and a little white. And then we can start putting in just an indication of a few clouds here and there. Now I'm going to put a few trees in the distance, so I'm going to add a little cadmium yellow to the bluey purple mix that I've got, a little more white, and then we'll just put the indication of trees in the background. Doesn't need to have a lot of detail, just use your filbert brush. I'm using the tip of the brush and the side of the brush to get some different shapes, move that around along the horizon. Now I'm going to make a dark green to paint my trees a little bit closer to the foreground. I've got my ultramarine, my cadmium yellow again. This time I'm going to add just a tiny bit of alizarin crimson, and that will make it even darker. Just using the filbert brush again, using the tip and the side of the brush to gradually build up the silhouette of the trees. For the trees on the left hand side, they're going to be a little lighter and a little paler, so I'm going to add some more blue and a little more white. Next, we're going to put in the fields and land on either side of the water. I've got my dark green again and a fan brush, and really just moving the brush slightly up and down and dabbing it on the canvas. We're going to just move over, block out where the land is going to be. This really is a quick and easy way just to block in and give the illusion of grass. Next, I've got my cadmium yellow deep. I've added a little white to it. We're going to paint in the distant yellow, and it'll be a little bit fainter because we've added the white. As we're moving forward, we can add more of the deep cadmium yellow, and that will make it brighter and more vibrant as we get into the foreground. I've got a little of the same dark green on my palette knife, and we'll just start to put in some nice shadow areas where the ground meets the water. Keep them nice and horizontal, moving the palette knife from side to side. You only need a little paint on the knife in any one time. We'll finish that off with a few flicks upwards to soften it up into grass. And we can also use the palette knife to put in some nice white sparkles on the water. Next it's time to add in our really nice wildflowers in the foreground. I've got my dark green with a small round brush, and all I'm doing is just flicking the brush upwards to get a nice point and give the illusion of grass. You can also come in with your lighter green too. And when you've got enough grass there, we'll use our pinks and alizarin crimson to paint in some flowers. I'm using a small round brush, and if you just use the tip of the brush, it'll give you a really nice petal shape. You can paint whatever colour flowers that you like. You can mix some alizarin crimson and cadmium yellow. That will give you a nice orange colour, or even some bright little white ones will stand out nicely against the dark green. Thanks for painting with me today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you do, please hit that like button for me.